All right, so how many people out there have heard of Dr. Shiva? Raise your hand. Anybody? Bueller, anybody? All right, so if you haven't heard of Dr. Shiva, you need to go use Google, use DuckDuckGo. You might have more luck because Dr. Shiva is going to be a thorn in the side of the establishment for years to come. He's building a ground up movement like I've never seen before. He's into, in addition to the political side of things, is he's a scientist. He's an expert on health and immunity. You need to go to his website because it's a one-stop shop for all the things going on in the world right now. If you wanted to find somebody who's a leader and isn't hopium, okay, this is what you need to do. Rather than sitting there thinking that someone's going to come along and do this, he's encouraging people to get involved with his website. It's vashiva.com. And quite honestly, if you look it over and say you're not really politically affiliated, and you might have some disagreements. I had a gentleman, and I want to thank him, send me a small contribution via PayPal. I guess those buttons are still up on this channel. I don't expect people to donate to this channel. This channel is being throttled, and I know it is because it sits right around 7,000 subscribers and went up, and all those people came off. Now, I did a few parody things, and I probably offended some people, but I know I gained subscribers, but then I lost just as many as I gained. So my hunch is, yes, my glowing personality, which seems to work on my other channel, it doesn't seem to work over here because I'm not, I don't know, I'm not following the protocols. I'm speaking out on certain issues. I'm getting videos that are only get partial monetization or no monetization. I think I'm on track on this channel to make something like $19 this month. So yay, monetization. Check out my new channel on Rockfin where you can do like $2 tipping and so forth. And you don't have to be doing a live stream or anything like that. You could just donate $2 if you want to. It's Live Free or Die over on Rockfin. And I've been talking some hardcore issues about what's happening around the world since these experimental COVID vaccines have been released and are now being administered. Dr. Shiva addresses all of these issues too. He talks about vaccines, and he brings up a concept which I think is extraordinarily important: the idea of the not so obvious establishment. Now, I'm going to throw this out to my libertarian friends, a few of them who may be watching. Is the Libertarian Party right now, as it's functioning, part of this not so obvious establishment? Does it kind of run interference for the Democratic Party? Because people, they don't want to admit it, because there are a lot of people who are more conservative who look at the Libertarian Party and they go, okay, cool. They don't want to spend, right? They want to curb government spending. They don't want endless wars. And a lot of people on the right now they're cool with that. The right-wing establishment doesn't like it, but more and more people, especially the younger people coming up through the ranks, they're not into the Dick Cheney philosophy, So, and if you go down the list, they're pretty hardcore. Second Amendment, First Amendment, 10th Amendment, Fourth Amendment. And that's enough right there for people, because most Republicans don't do that stuff, right, anymore. There are some constitutional conservatives, you hear that. But then you dig in and you're like, so you're really not that you're not that constitutional. You're conservative in some ways, but it has to do more with your lifestyle choices and so forth. And that's fine. I'm cool with hanging out with those people, but the problem is that you need to be serious. And this is what Dr. Shiva is all about. If you're politically unaffiliated, or you're truly just bothered by all the labels and designations, because one minute you think those labels mean something, and then the next day you wake up and that person has betrayed all of your ideals. He talks about Bernie Sanders, and he's he's a great example of the not so obvious establishment. 2 election cycles, he's basically campaigned as this, radical, bomb throwing, like the establishment is going to go down and we're going to overthrow it and so forth, peacefully, of course. And then what does he do? He goes out and he campaigns for Hillary Clinton the first time. And this time he literally just like dropped out and endorsed Biden and worked behind the scenes for Biden and supposedly trying to get some of his agenda through. But it's all, and what about all the anti-war stuff? See, Bernie, and it shows you Bernie wasn't really all that anti-war. Tulsi Gabbard was truly anti-war, or at least anti-regime change war. It'd be cool if Tulsi Gabbard and Dr. Shiva would get together. I think that would be a really interesting combination. 2 really smart people who can communicate. And this is what, I mean, it's like, it's a parched desert. Like people would just be like, oh, finally, people who are smart. This is a key. This is a key after having Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Obama, supposedly, his claim to fame was he was kind of smart, but then, he just became every other politician. Obviously, George W. Bush, it wasn't smart. This guy is truly a smart dude. Check out his website. I'm just trying to lead you to the water here. This is all what this video is about. I can talk for 10 minutes about Dr. Shiva, but health and wellness, politics, the not so obvious establishment. He's going to talk about natural cures, things that can boost your immune system. Oh no. And he's going to talk about vaccines. Pretty much every issue that's in the news right now that's affecting the world, Dr. Shiva is on it. By the way, he's the guy who invented email many years ago, and he's had a number of patents and inventions. He's a scientist. He understands systems. I think he's still a professor at MIT, in fact, and just one of the smartest people you're going to meet in your lifetime. You listen to him for a half hour, and you feel, even by osmosis, that you just got a little bit smarter. So in any event, I wanted to put this out there just so folks would have a place to check him out. Also, it's VA Shiva, SHIVA.com, VA, like Victory America, and then his name, Shiva.com. Also, check out my new Rockfin channel, which is Live Free or Die over at Rockfin. And there's some content over there that's now currently free. If you want to learn the truth about what's been happening, I just have to stop there because I can't say anymore because I'll likely get banned or censored. So see you over there and see you later over here.